kept him play well for the moment, only as far as Arundel again. This time goes all the way back in. It's Treshana. And then it was Itza trying to poke it forward. Not a foot race. It's like some out there up against Tahira. Tahira Johnson does very well in the end. Settle down just a bit, just for the moment. Foul on the free kick. Signaled by referee Victory. Victory referee maybe his 345th game of the season. It's been about every single game. Gavi is the AR2. Can't quite see the AR1. My eyes really aren't any good. Can't quite tell who the AR1 is. It's too far across the field. Now it's down the line looking for Watley. Cleared away. It will be a throw-in. Taking short toward Itza. Itza is playing more centrally. He's played out wide a few times with Superstars. Ball comes in and Rihanna couldn't quite get enough power behind the effort. Booted away. Picked up by Richardson. And her pass couldn't find Tiandra Carter. It'll be a soldier's throw. Soldiers, their goals have been very reliant on Tiandra Gums. She does lead the goal scoring charts for them. She has the 3. Danielle Connor is not too far behind her as well. But the Soldiers, they're not a team that's renowned for scoring goals. They're a team that doesn't concede any. A very, very stout defense. Defense that was led by Anisha Kati for a number of seasons. She's now taking up a coaching role. She's coaching today, Anisha. As it's Johnson. Johnson still. Trying to poke it out wide to what it looks like Tahira. And for the first time, Katira Keynes has to do some work. Was just to come out and collect a rather easy ball. Well, it's not her best throw, but no harm done. It's Itza finding Tashara. Itza now toward Watley. Watley back to Tashara Rogers, who lobs this one high upfield. And that looks like a handball. It will be a handball in a very, very promising position. Because Kalia can certainly hit them from that sort of range, especially on that angle. She can just drive it toward the goal. Hit this one early. Will fall it towards Rian Arundel. Her shot is blocked. And the follow-up effort is poked toward goal. And picked up in the end. It was Casilda who came out and did the goalkeeping work. Almost. Troublesome. I think Collier may have rushed the effort a bit in an effort to try and catch Casilda off guard. Amy. It's a lovely touch by Johnson towards Sequoia, trying to feed it back toward Johnson. Amy again. Lovely ball to Watley. Watley gets her feet in a bit of a tangle. And now miscues the volley. Itza still Itza trying to get through. And Casilla lets it run out for a goal kick. 11th minute of play here. 1-0, as I will say. A pleasant good afternoon to Brittany Christopher. Chris, what do you think of this one so far?
I think the game is going at a rather fast pace. I think that the Little Soldiers has been doing quite well thus far for this season defensively. So I don't think that they're going to put up or let down their guard too much this evening in terms of allowing the superstars to score too much goals beyond the one goal or two for this evening.
Indeed, that's what those soldiers have become renowned for, of course. They may remind you of a team over in the male league, that being the Limers FC. And of course, the head coach of the Little Soldiers is the assistant coach of the Limers. Both teams employ a very similar philosophy. Don't concede anything. That was a good run, and she will win a free kick. That was very, very good work there. By, it looked like Summer Tajane Rogers out there, I believe. Very good breakaway.
This evening we have a lineup for the Little Soldiers. We have Keela Alturo, number 19, number 20, Morgan Ashley Blake as a substitute, Anisha Benacer, number 18, Danielle Connor, number 2, Tiandra Gomes, number 17, Lamara Harrigan, number 5, Celia Harrigan, number 23, Jameek Hughes, number 24, Pressy Kamara, 25, and Tajane Rogers, number 26, Casilda Thomas in the goal, number 1, and Quanasia Wilson, number 13.
Strong defense for the Little Soldiers. Again, they have Aisha Ben Nazir back there, very strong defender, and of course, can't forget Captain Zayla Harrigan, just parked right in front of the defensive line. So it will be a corner here to the Soldiers. They have grown more into this one after a very fast start by these superstars. It's a corner. It looks like it's going to be Lamar on this one. They're all crowding the keeper, but Lamar can't get that ball in the air and boot it away. That's the strategy. Don't give the keeper any room to come out and collect anything. Put it high and let one of your heads get onto it. Idea is correct. The execution just wasn't quite there. It will be a throw-in. Over the top, looking for a corner here. Actually,
it's going to be a goal kick for the Little Soldier. For the superstars, sorry.
It was Kumar, in fact, trying to get onto that one. I've not seen her before. Prashi Kumar. She's playing up front today. Tura Keynes gets that kick wrong. Gets it very wrong, in fact. Soldier throw. And the attacking third as well. The Soldiers in no rush. No real hurry. Hughes looks toward Kumar. Kumar fires a foot. Can't find the target now. Zayla. And a tussle with a couple blue shirts. And it's the superstars. It's Johnson. Oh, turning well. Sits Lamara Harrigan down. Now Rogers shifts past Warner. Leaves it off to Amy. Watley. Watley gets it back. Trying to poke it through toward Johnson again. Watley. Cutting and laying it off toward Tashara. Tashara has company out there, and the Soldiers can look to clear only as far as Tahira. The ball eventually trickles out. They could have gotten there if they tried to. It trickles away. It will be a Soldiers throw. down the line, looking for Lamara. Now it's Amy Johnson. Bit of a loose touch there by Kalia Johnson. And Richardson also have Kumar for company. Poking it down toward Tiandra, but giving away. It's played inside toward Daniel. Daniel looking to play it back out wide. A bit too much pepper on that one. It will be a goal kick. That's a good idea. Very good idea there. It almost paid dividends. Again, Katura's kick. Not the best work, but it will fall to Rihanna Arundel. Looking for Johnson. Again, the Soldiers' defense reading it and reading it early. Standing very firm. Ben Nazir there doing the defensive work. Rihanna. Gets it back from Johnson, Rihanna. Pass is cut out for the most part. But Amy, in a tussle with Lamara does very well in. And Carter leaves it, lets it run. Throw into the Superstars. What are we doing over there? It's books this one long, looking for Watley. Watley pokes it through toward Johnson. Kalia Johnson behind here. It's Kalia Johnson. Good save by Casilda. Not dealt with just yet. It's Rihanna in space. Rihanna Arundel's shot. Straight at Casilda yet again. A rather powder puff effort there from Rihanna Arundel. Throw in into the Superstars. Superstars throw yet again. It's Amy going back toward Rihanna. Amy now finds Itza. Amy. Itza. Looking to feed this one inside. It's just that will be a free kick. I was trying to feed it through to Tahira. Well, Treshano, sorry, there. But a rough play. Free kick by Itza, looking for Watley. It bounces. It's Kalia, and Kalia can't get the shot off. That's very good defending at the last ditch. Looks like Bin Nazir again. The Soldiers' defense doing the business so far. Corner to the near post. Played a back out wide. It's like it's out there. It's a Tashara. Sequoia is onside. It's over the head of Kalia. Now Rihanna Arundel. Amy. It's a bit of a misclearance. They can't find the ball. And now Watley does well. Itza has a hit. And Casilda says that's easy work. Here comes Rogers. Rogers trying to break away. Not much freedom, however, for Summer. Well, referee says it will be a free kick. Free kick to the Little Soldiers. Soldiers there. Well, actually, it's not a free kick. The ball didn't stay in play, in fact. So it will be a throw in. Rogers trying to get around, but doesn't have the space or the freedom to. But eventually, it can fall to a blue shirt. And here comes the superstars of Sequoia Watley. Sequoia trying to get on the outside. Gave us a bit too much work to do. Now it's a Pacheco. It's a still. It's a looking toward Johnson, headed away. And it's a lets it run for a corner. Corner. Well, almost caused some trouble and just booted away for another corner kick. They were very casual about it. It dropped right at the near post, but there was no blue shirt in the vicinity. And now the referee says it will be a goal kick. Ball, it did not, in fact, remain in play. Went out before it came back in. Goal kick taken short. One pass completed, two passes completed. They've knocked it around the press very well for the moment, but Ryan picks this one up. Ryan has Johnson. Johnson trying to lay it off to Watley. Watley back into the high toward Johnson. Johnson's ball out while looking for Tashara. And now it's Amy here. Amy still. Too many red shirts. Too many soldiers players to get around. Lobbed over the top. Collier's in an offside position. Free kick to the soldiers. Johnson now. Johnson around one, around two. Johnson, still Collier. Too much work for herself. Ended up tripping over the ball. Rogers puts this one in. Clearly only as far as Rogers. Got defensive header. Now Lamara heads a little bit further clear. Kumar won't get there. And now Amy's pass is cut out. Amy. Lamara. A bit casual there from Richardson, and here comes Danielle. Danielle. Richardson for company. Richardson is a bit too strong for corner there. Now Arundel. Goes in toward Itza. It's a Pacheco still. Now Johnson. It's going back to Amy now. Can't be kept in place. Soldiers throw. As a player is down for the soldiers. The medical staff has been called. Never a good look. Seems like it maybe have been Nazir. Coming up in our primetime fixture for this evening, it will be the Eagle Claw coming off a thrashing by the attackers, 6-1. And they will take on the team that seems to be unbeatable, the Docks United FC. Ducks have dropped points just 3 times this entire season. Those are 3 draws. Outside of that, it's been nothing but smooth sailing for them. Commanding performance a few weeks ago, winning some 4-2 over the Roaring Lions. And now in the Champions League, they have shown the ability to concede goals. The attackers put 2 past them. Game ended up 2-2. Can the Claw rebound today? There are 2 different Claw sides. You have the Anguillian Claw side and you have the St. Martin Claw side. When the guys from St. Martin come over, Claw's a very dangerous side. When they don't come over, Claw lose 6-1 to attackers. And they let Special and Keon score. I don't know if I can remember the last time I saw Special and Keon score, period, much less in the same game.
Thrown by Hughes of Little Soldiers.
He was looking to go forward toward Connor. Connor fighting and tussling. And this one booted away. No freedom for Rianne, and she's feeling the after effects of the challenge as well. Lamara does well to beat one player and goes for a team shot at goal. She could have looked to feed Summer through there. Tried to go for the shot instead. Watley has company. Watley will use Itza here. Itza can go back towards Sequoia. Watley in behind. Watley putting one over the top toward Rianne Arundel. And Arundel, the ball just didn't sit up for her to get any sort of power behind any sort of shot. Went for a rather tame header in the end. Carter. Amy. Back to Carter. Shoshana. Amy looking toward Itza. Cut out by Azela Harrigan. Kalia picks this one up. Kalia around the outside. Kalia drives one at goal. And Casilda comes across and deals with it. Kalia not quite getting the freedom that she likes to enjoy. Coming up against a very stout Soldiers defense. Carter almost gave this one away toward Connor. It's Tahira around the outside as well to find Tashara Rogers. Rogers can cut back. She will try to cut back Rogers. And that gets her on the outside, Tashara. Watley. Back to Tashara. Watley again. Now it's a poking one over toward Johnson. And she was onside as well. Nearly there.
That's a pretty good read by the keeper, Casilda.
Indeed, Casilda did well to come out. Watley. Johnson posting up well. Collier around the outside. And Collier Johnson. That's too easy. That's simply too easy. There were not enough bodies around her. Too much. 2-0. The 31st minute of play. Kalia Johnson. It's just what she does. It's simply what Kalia Johnson does. She has moved to 18 goals on the season. Far and away ahead on the leaderboard. 7 goals ahead of her next closest person in this arena, Boston. Watley. Rogers. It's a good ball to Shara Rogers here. She cuts this one back for Kalia. Kalia with a rare powder puff effort. Here's Trishana. As Johnson would say, she trashes this one forward to Tashara Rogers. Now it's back to Rogers. And it will be a soldier's throw. Throw comes in. Picked up. Trying to play this one inside early. Watley driving one. Not much behind that shot at all. Easy work for Casilda. Not the best clearance, but Ryan misread it. And now it's Tajanique Rogers. Play it forward again. This could be troublesome now. It's Tiandra Gums, I believe, on that far side. Tiandra trying to find Summer. Now Kumar loses out to Amy. Tahira couldn't get the ball under control. Tiandra has to clear. She will do so well. Rihanna on the outside. That's very good defensive work. Very, very good defensive work there by Jimmy Hughes. But giving away to Kalia. You can't give her the ball there. Oh, she tried to square it. It does fall to Watley in space. She can put this ball back into what Kalia, you know. And it's not dealt with cleanly by Casilda and hooked away. Some excitement there as Casilda came out. Wasn't able to collect it cleanly. Almost snuck through. But luckily for her, a red shirt reacted first.
Nice work there by Anisha, number 18 of the Little Soldiers, defensively.
Indeed, Aisha bin Nazir doing what she does so well. Strong defensive presence. Kumar. Lumped forward, easy walk for Shada Richardson. Amy has some company there. And captain played by Rianne. Captain played very well. Has some of her company. Rianne trying to get around, get through. Summer doing the defensive walk now. Summer still. Walks it one toward Lamara. Lamara to Kamar, back to Lamara. Lamara can shift it wide toward, it looks like it's that Tiandra Gums. Tiandra has Danielle moving centrally. She has Summer on the other side. She can look to find Summer. Summer was wide open in the area. She's still wide open in the area. There's not a single blue shot in the vicinity. Tiandra just didn't see her. Now it's Rogers. She's on side, Sequoia. Sequoia is on side. Sequoia Watley here. Sequoia Watley. Good save by Casilda. Still in for Sequoia. Puts one over the top. Casilda spills it again. But guess who's there yet again? It's Aisha bin Nazir to clear. Not a good defensive line. One defender was caught lagging behind, and Sequoia took full advantage of it. Not kept in play there by Summer. It will be a superstar's throw. Here's Johnson now. Johnson. Beats one. Beats her again. Johnson still Kalia. Johnson goes on. That's some power there in Zayla Harrigan to contend with. Still Kalia and Zayla Harrigan. No foul according to the referee. Gums loses out to Tahira. Now Amy loses out. She couldn't quite pick a pass. And eventually this one can be hooked away for a Soldier's throw. Throw taken short there by Jimmy Hughes. Lamara wants a pass. There's no one to put the pass to. Rihanna finding Amy. Amy looking for Johnson. Back to Amy. And it's a missed touch. Johnson could have gotten there first, but very good cleaning up in the end. Now Amy goes wide to Rogers. Rogers. Again, a bit of a missed touch. And poked through by Johnson toward Watley. Now to Shara Rogers here. Back to Watley. Watley's touch is a bit too heavy. Just a bit too much on that one. It will be easy pickings in the end for Casilda. There's Treshana. Now Carter. Carter with Summer for company. Still Carter. And now eventually falls toward Itza. Itza. Trying to find Johnson. Johnson not really in the mood to chase that one. And again, easy pickings for Casilda. Slice clearance, Superstars ball. Amy receives the ball there from Carter. But a missed touch allows the Soldiers to clear. Treshana finds Tiandra. Tiandra's ball is intercepted. But Sequoia, steps back in. Bouncing around. And eventually hooked away by Abed-Nazir. Only as far as Tiandra Carter. Carter. Physicality. Good physical play. Too strong there for Summer. Was Tiandra Carter. Now Rihanna Arundel. Finding Amy. Amy back toward Rihanna. Again, very well read by Abed-Nazir. But given away a bit cheaply. Here's Rihanna looking back toward Johnson. Hooked only as far as Amy at the edge of the area. Johnson. And a good save by Casilda. Her handling has not been clean, Casilda, but she's kept the ball out. Or the third time we've seen that she's not been able to collect the ball cleanly. Did enough on that occasion to keep it in front of her. Now Rogers. Looking for the 1-2 with Watley. Back to Rogers. Rogers still. Now hooked away. Treshana. Now Carter. Carter has space. There's no red shot pressing her. Oh, she gave it to the one red shot in the vicinity. Amy. Trying to drive, not finding the pass. Now Itza goes wide for Watley. Now Johnson. Johnson still. Johnson around the outside. Cutting back well. Still Kalia Johnson. But again, Casilda equal to the task. They've limited Kalia to just the one goal today.
In the 43rd minute of play, we have 2-0 in favor of the Superstars. So far, the Little Soldiers is holding up strong against the Superstars. It's going to be a drop ball to Superstars. Ball booted forward. Straight over the defensive heads and collected there by Casilda.
Well, I wasn't here yesterday. I will get more to that game in the second half. But I was at OKPS having a training session with the guys after our game got postponed. And I turned on my phone for a second. And in the first half, I saw it was 7-0. Went home and checked the score. It was 10-0. What happened in that game?
Well, what happened was the Shining Stars, they showed up and showed off.
Didn't quite see the lineups, but I did see that Anisha Matthew was back and Roxanne Bradshaw was back.
Well, there was indeed a hat trick by a shot on goal right in the arms of the keeper. There was a hat trick by a young Minute, won by the player of the match, Roxanne Bradshaw. She played everywhere yesterday. She strike, she played midfield, she played defense, she was a winger, she played everywhere on the field. And she came out as player of the game. There were 2 goals from Niles. The opening goal indeed came from the head of Fleming. That's J.D. Fleming. And then the goal gates open.
So everyone scored then. Everyone got a goal. J.D. Fleming on the score sheet. Maisha Minute back into the side, back amongst the goals. Roxanne back into the side, back amongst the goals. The Shining Stars all of a sudden. Well.
Doc, the Niles, she was very penetrative yesterday. She made some real glorious runs. I would love to see her make those runs in more games. She has the speed, she has the quality. She did a tremendous job.
Well, all of a sudden, after the youngsters' loss to the Diamond Queens, they have a lot of looking over their shoulders to do because they're just 3 points off the Shining Stars, and the Shining Stars have a game in hand. We'll get more to that in the second half. At the halftime whistle, a goal in the first minute and a goal in the 31st minute, meaning the Superstars, they'll take a 2-0 lead. Going into the halftime whistle, goals for Sequoia Watley and Carlia Johnson respectively. Soldiers, they'll need to get the next goal in this game to make it a contest and to get themselves right back into the conversation for that second place. We'll join you in about 12 minutes time for more second half action, but for now, we'll take you back to Master Control. Welcome back to the REGTC. We're at the half. It was the Superstars who had a 2-goal-to-nothing lead. Goals coming in the first minute from Sequoia Watley, and then in the 31st minute via the boot of Kalia Johnson, doing what she does best, scoring goals. The Soldiers, they need to come back and, well, they'll be making a change here at the half, it seems. A change has been made. We'll get the change for you in a moment. That's a good ball. Sequoia Watley here. Sequoia Watley. Rogers rushed the effort, and Casilda did well. But in the only goings of this second half, it was a good ball through, and Watley nearly got on the end of it. It's Johnson, turning Johnson. Johnson has an effort at goal that's blocked. Booted only as far as Carter. And it seems like it. Looking to see who the change was. That's still Carter here. Carter trying to poke this one all the way across. Rogers has Rian Arundel. Arundel goes back out and loses possession. Now Lamara Harrigan. It's finds Amy. Amy has a summer for company. Amy flicked over. Sequoia trying to get around the outside, and this one hooked away. Tahira does well, and we'll find Amy again. So looks like Simmons, the player who has come in for the Soldiers. Simmons has come into the field of play. She's gone into the defense. And is it for Hughes she's come on? Not certain. Maybe for Hughes. I'm still awaiting confirmation. But there's Itza. Some poked forward, looking for Watley. Watley here. Turning and finding Rogers. Rogers trying to poke this one through. Itza. This one behind Summer. And Summer can't keep it in play. Throw to the Superstars. Rogers takes it quickly. Rogers again. It's a. It's the pass wrong, but here's Johnson. Johnson turning. Johnson has Rianne Arundel here. And Rianne Arundel will make it 3-0. She snuck this one past the near post of Caselda. And in the 50th minute of play, Rianne Arundel makes it 3-0.
Ball play through again. And this, can she get it? It goes out of touch. Oh, over the goal line rather. And it's going to be a goal kick to the Soldiers. That was a good looking ball through. Just square through, just too heavy a touch. And the little Soldiers, if you pit them, can't get out of their half.
They're trying to build from the back, and they simply are unable to do it.
My. Kalia Johnson, what a pass. Pinpoint pass by its finding Kalia Johnson. And all she had to do, she didn't have to try. She could have just allowed the ball to hit her. It would have ended up in the net. She seemed not to be able to do anything wrong. She can't do anything wrong, even if she tried.
I just had to do a recount to make sure Soldiers had 11 players on the field. It's astounding the turnaround.
They have, Doc. They have 11. Maybe you want more.
They might need more. Well, the Superstars have turned it up a gear, and it's going to be a corner, unnecessarily a corner. The Superstars have turned it up, and the Soldiers can't handle the heat.
And the defense seem not to be on the same page at this time. They need to settle down and communicate better with each other, because it is not doing good for them.
I bet you Aisha Carty over on the bench, maybe wondering, well, should I go and get the shoes out of the car and try to stabilize this defense?
Well.
This is something you never associate with the little Soldiers. A defensive collapse? They're the most sound defensive team in the league, pretty much.
Yes, they may not be as penetrative as some of our teams, but defensively they are very sound. They have been.
Aisha bin Nazir, she's been one of the best defenders in the league. She's been absolutely class. But the Superstars have just turned it up a gear, and they've scored 4 goals in 15 minutes, and they are not done just yet.
Good break there by Harrigan. Here comes the Soldiers. Still the Soldiers.
Lamar goes out wide. It's Gums out there. That's Tiandra Gums trying to get across. As you can see, the Ducks United making their way out to get warm. The Eagle Club made their way out a bit earlier. That's going to be our feature presentation for tonight. Is it going to be Anguilla Claw or will it be St. Martin Claw? That's the question that needs to be answered. St. Martin Claw can give Doc some trouble. Anguilla Claw, not so much.
The combination, Doc, is a combination of.
It's about 6 St. Martin guys. St. Martin come over. Let's just say that St. Martin Claw can beat the Lions. They beat the Lions, St. Martin Claw. But Anguilla Claw lose 6-1 to attackers.
I'm not having that conversation with you. Corner, been cleared out. Picked up there by Harrigan.
That's a good turn. And now they can break because Sequoia has Johnson ahead of her. That's dealt with pretty well in the end. Out for a throw-in. One eye on the Gold Cup. One eye on this fixture. Hey, look over to the other fixture as well. I've been completely focused on Jamaica and St. Kitts. Forgot USA playing Trinidad. USA are up 1-0 in that fixture over Trinidad and Tobago.
Good ball over the top by Johnson to find Watley. Watley latches onto this one. She turns. She looks for Johnson. Sees Johnson. And ball bouncing around in the box. Cleared now. And the Soldiers can breathe, but just for a little while because the ball is back with the Superstars. It's back with the dangerous.
Well, that's a very good move. Very, very good move. dealt with in the end by the Soldiers' defense. For a moment, Johnson spinning, laying it off. Chance for a hit at goal. This one eventually can be cleared away. Trishana misses out, and now hits Danielle. Danielle looking wider. That's good pace out there. It's Gums. But Tiandra Carter gets a better of her namesake, Tiandra Gums. And Carter can come away with it. Well, what I will say, Millie, is that we may have thought that Group A may have been game over. We thought we could have assumed Jamaica and USA were going through. But if St. Kitts were to hold this game the way it is, and Trinidad were to beat the USA, Jamaica would be out. Trinidad would go through. Jamaica can't rest on their laurels today. They have to win. A draw is not good enough if Trinidad win. Jamaica have to win to secure their qualification to the next round. USA are safe because as things stand right now, this being game 3, USA have 7. They're secure. If the game holds as is, Jamaica would have 5. Trinidad would have 3. But if Trinidad win, Jamaica would have 5. Trinidad would have 6. Jamaica have to win.
Well, you have faith in the Trinidad team, and that much persons would not even think about a win. A draw maybe, you can think about that, but to think that Trinidad, the ball is wrong down, but to think that Trinidad can beat a U.S. team.
One of the jobs of commentators to generate interest in a game. This may not be the game I'm calling, but it's a game nonetheless, and you never know what can happen.
It's looking to get around Wilson offside.
You can't
Goal
go
kick
back
to
there.
The Little Soldiers.
They have to go along with it because going short has simply not worked.
Indeed, and this is what the Soldiers at this time would have to be able to understand, that the short passes are trying to play out of the back has not been a strong point for tonight. It has just not been.
They go short again. You can tell it's off the training ground. But sometimes plan A doesn't work. You have to go to plan B because here's Amy. Amy here. Amy. Still Amy. Puts a delectable ball in. You can't miss. And they will not miss. Guess who? Just take a guess as to who scored it.
She rested like you. Oh, Doc, resting a teacup and a saucer well placed on the head of Kalia Johnson, and into the back of the net it goes for her 4th goal on the night and the 7th for Superstars on the night. It's 7-0 in the 67th minute of play.
We were just talking about how the short play is not working. They tried to go short. It did not work. Amy picked it up. And she couldn't have placed the ball with her hands onto Carlia's head any better.
Doc, I must remind you, you're not a coach. That's what I was told. You're not a coach. Allow the coach to do their work.
Technically, I am a coach, but I'm not the coach of that team.
You are not right now, you're a commentator, you're not a coach. Where the commentator's heart.
You know what? I've been told that a bit too many times. Stop coaching when you're commentating, but guess what? Guess what? I get paid to say what I see. If I have an opinion, I get paid to state my opinion.
Doc, a yellow?
Ooh.
No. A yellow? The player has walked off the field out. It can't be. It's a red.
Well, I think she's taking up her stuff and she's left. She has some stuff in her hand, but it's simple. It's it simply is a red card, but it won't
Doc,
matter.
you are not the referee. The referee now gives her the red.
Yes, that's the call.
The
You have to
referee
give her the
now
red.
gives her a second yellow, give her the red. And there goes Connor.
She's just taking up her stuff and vacated the field of play. I don't know what happened. I do not know what transpired there. I think she just left the field, took her stuff off the bench, and made her way off. That is odd. But it's Angolan football. Nothing is out of the ordinary. All it's just another normal day.
Superstars with the ball. Amy picks it up, drops it wide for Rogers. Rogers finds Richardson. Richardson long ball finds Johnson. Johnson. Oh, this is how you play TikTok. Oh my.
Nothing but space in there. Nothing but space in there. It's Amy. Amy cutting back, poking this one through. And eventually, is it kept in play? No, it's not kept in play. For Superstars, number 8 has made her way onto the field in the person of... It's a ball inside. And it's all the way through and poked toward goal, but poked wide. Well, for the Superstars, it's Aricia Lewis, the former Diamond Queen. She's made her way over to the Superstars. That's where she is now, I guess. Lewis, she's a superstar. She's on the field now. I think this may be her debut for the Superstars. Remember her on the Queens a couple of years ago. I hadn't seen her for a while. She's with the Superstars. She's done the reverse of Sharon Yasmin's. Sharon, the former superstar, going over to the Queens. Now Lewis and the Queens to the Superstars. '72nd minute of play. That's 7 goals. Will we see another 10-0 game 2 nights in a row?
Well, the time on the clock tells us there's a lot of time still to be played. Still have some 18 minutes or so to play, if my math serves me well.
Just about. Just about.
That, after all, break wasn't my favorite subject.
Well, it was mine. It definitely was mine. I pass lunch every single year. Searching ball forward. Dealt with initially. Deflected now, and eventually the Superstars can hook it forward. It's still not away. It's still not quite dealt with fully. And, well, would you believe that this same little Soldier side, they had just beaten 2 sides ahead of them. They had just won 2 games very comfortably. They beat the EastEnders 2-0. And I think it was 3-1 the game before that. 2 very comfortable victories, and they've come to this one. And they've run into a Superstars who are in no mood to joke around from the first minute of play. It was Sequoia Watley. And what the Superstars have found today is that they can find goals outside of Kalia.
And that is what is important, Doc, as a team, that you are able to find goals outside of your main striker, outside of who everybody will look to as the chip, that you can have goals coming from left, right, and center. That makes your offense far more difficult to deal with.
Indeed. That's why Doc Snyder have been so successful. Because if Johnny isn't scoring, Torres will find one, Bino will find one, Mali can find one. You have other goal scorers last year. That's why the attackers was so successful. Because if Ricardo John wasn't scoring, Chadwick could find one, Kadeem Riley could find one, Hakeem Beard could find one. So they had goal scorers outside of their primary goal scorer. That's something that Superstars have lacked for a bit. When Coco isn't here, they didn't have a secondary goal scorer outside of Kalia. But Watley has found a goal. Rihanna has found a goal. And the Superstars FC, they're looking to add to their tally right now.
And what we are seeing here, Doc, with a Superstars team, is that prior to the return, here is Coco, Kalia with the shot, goes wide. Prior to the return of both, Coco and Rogers, what the Superstar was lacking is that server from the midfield or from any one of the wings. And so Kalia found herself having to drop back midfield or drop back sometime in the defense, looking for the ball. And then by the time she gets to anywhere close to goal, she was out of steam. And so it asked her to do a whole lot. Now she have the likes of Itza, she has Rogers. For a few games, she had Coco with her as servant, and all she had to do was to do her job. All she had to do was to finish. Indeed. And she did that clinically.
Today, she's not had to do any creative work at all because she said Amy, she said Itza in behind her, feeding her balls through, and she said Rogers on one side, and she said Rihanna on the other side, giving her balls over the top. Watley is drifted wide. Watley's done the perfect support striker role. She's done all the hard yards. Let Kalia score the goals. Well.
And so what it has done for Superstars is that it has opened up the avenue for Watley to run down the wings, for the likes of Rogers and Itson to get into the box with ease, because the defense is concentrating on Kalia.
Well, Millie, Jamaica have opened the scoring. It seemed like an own goal. May have been Kaheem Paris who may get the goal, but maybe an own goal as well.
There is a player down in that looks like, is it Benassa? Yes, Benassa. It seems she's down in the 18.
Oh, that's a difficult goal. Billy put it across. Kaheem Paris hit it. And Jelani Archibald, and trying to save it, deflected it back into his own goal. Very awkwardly from Jelani Archibald. Kaheem Paris hit it. Archibald got a hand to it and parried it back into his own net. Very unfortunate for the St. Kitts captain. But Jamaica have a 1-0 lead. All the talk about, well, Trinidad win this. Jamaica said, we'll just take the game into our own hands.
Jamaica has their own feet in their hand. And so, unlike the West Indies, your favorite team.
We don't speak about them. I don't watch cricket anymore. My team is the Island Harbour Razor Massives.
I rest my case. I rest my case now. I rest my case.
Really? My only concern is, what will Sri Lanka do to the West Indies?
Well, you just said that you're not speaking cricket, so we are not speaking cricket.
I'm not speaking about the West Indies. I'm speaking about Sri Lanka, because they put on a performance against the most informed side, Zimbabwe. They skittled Zimbabwe for 150 odd. Zimbabwe hadn't scored below 280, I believe, for the tournament. And they skittled Zimbabwe for 150 and chased it down, losing just the 1 wicket. I think it was Pathum Nasanka getting a century today for Sri Lanka. You thought Zimbabwe was the informed side? Problems.
Benassa is back on her feet. leaving the field now, not moving as freely, moving gingerly off the field. But for the little soldiers, they will hope that she would be able to continue, for they are already a player down, and so they will dearly need her services. It's the 80th minute on the clock. In the 80th minute, or prime time game, Ducks are taking on the Eagle Claws. The Ducks had to find a shot from far. Goal kick. Kalia, when you're hot, you're sizzling, and she just think that she couldn't do anything wrong tonight.
You call those
she pulled it wide.
You call those shots a heat check. When you're hot, they go in. When you're not, they don't. You see it happen in basketball a whole lot. Players just chucking up threes to see how hot they actually are.
Lewis, on that occasion, taking just a bit too much time on the ball. Should have gone for a one-time shot. Didn't. And there is a switch in wings for Rogers and Watley. Watley has come over onto this right flank, the right side, and Rogers has gone over to the left.
So it looks like Rianne's a player who made her way off the field, Rianne Arundel. It will be Amy to take this corner. Amy puts this one in toward Watley. Lays it off to Itza. Itza can hit them, you know. Itza chips this one up. It goes over from literally centimeters out.
Doc, can you tell me how the leading goal scorer from a yard out got that one over the crossbar? I want you to explain that.
Billy, I did physics when I was in third form. I failed it. I failed it bad. But even I couldn't draw the angle to tell you how you had to hit the ball from that close and get it over the bar.
Had you told me that, I will tell you, not Kalia Johnson. You will never see that from Kalia Johnson. All she had to do was to blow on the ball. Just blowing wind on the ball would have gotten it into the net, but for some reason, somehow, Kalia got it over the crossbar. In the 83rd minute of play, it's 7-0. 7-0. The Superstars lead. Rogers finds Johnson. Johnson on the edge of the 18 shoots. And he scores! Oh, Thomas went down prematurely with an outstretched hand, could not get to it, and beats out on their post. 8-0 in the 83rd minute of play.
Well, we are witnessing yet another blowout. 8-0. She missed the easy one earlier, Kalia, and then came and scored that one from outside the area. Kalia Johnson doing what she does, her 5th of the game. Well, she just scores goals. It's simply built into her nature. Watley drops this one off to Itza. Itza, lovely ball to Sequoia Watley. Watley puts it in, and Casilla Thomas does just enough. Well, the question is now, do Claw have 11? I'm not seeing a keeper for them either.
Well, and the Claw, well, and I would think that Bino will not be playing tonight. Still has a cast on his hand. Just entering the stadium, in fact.
Indeed, he's coming in, still has the cast on. He's coming to watch his guys. He was out for a large portion of the season with a hand injury.
The keeper for the Claw today would be the man.
It will be
Francis.
Francis, yes.
Francis would step up as a keeper.
No title today.
He did a tremendous. I think that Francis would have done a tremendous job in the last game that he kept.
Against the Uprising, yes, did a very, very good job. No title, still no Cyril.
Cyril still off island, enjoying his vacation. No doubt we'll be watching his guys tonight.
Don't blame him at all.
It's looking for Watley. Ball cut out well by Wilson. Wilson gives it away to
Watley.
Watley, and Watley puts it into touch. Throwing Wilson with the throw. Throw taken. One well by Watley. Watley finds Johnson. Oh, good looking ball. Johnson spins and she turns. Johnson with a cross, looking for Rogers. Will find Rogers as well. Rogers with a ball inside, looking for Lewis. Lewis can't control, but Johnson picks it up. Johnson!
And not dealt with and headed just outside. Crucial defending again. Casilda's handling has not been up to par at all today.
Substitution. Ball ricocheting from the hand of Thomas onto the head of Lewis, who could not make the best of that at all. Substitution for the Superstars. Leaving the field is Rogers. Rogers are being substituted. Well, I've really put in a shift this evening.
Indeed, she has.
In the 87th minute of play.
Corner. Into the side netting. Goal kick.
8 goals to nil. Doc, you think there is still another goal somewhere lurking?
It's definitely an opportunity for another goal, especially with the Soldiers being down to 10 players and they're still trying to play it out of the back. Still trying to play it out of the back. Yes, Amy.
What are your thoughts, Christopher?
Good move by Watley. Watley around the outside. Watley, she's lost her footing a couple times now. Goal kick.
Interestingly, the Little Soldiers defensively is not doing as well this evening, but they're still trying to hold their own, and I think that maybe the Superstars is still trying to get at least one more goal before the 90th minutes of play. Casilda kicks the ball. Superstars.
Keturah has been a spectator for the entire second half. I don't think she's moved from that one position because the Soldiers couldn't buy their way out of their half.
Well, Doc, I won't have you. I won't have you. They even won a corner.
They couldn't buy their way out of their half. Tiandra Carter's number 17. As it's a good ball into what Lewis. Lewis still here. Poked away. Not quite clear. And a shot comes in. And this time Casilda holds on to it. Here's Tiandra Carter. It's Lewis. Can't get through.
Picked up by Casilda.
So they're going along again. It will be a throw in. It will be a throw in to the Soldiers. Wilson.
We're in the 90th minute of play. And I think that this will be the final score for this game.
Well, I'm not saying so just yet. I think Kalia may have one more in the tank, unless the referee blows it directly on 90. Here's Johnson. Johnson around 1. Johnson around 2. She's still going, Kalia. Kalia still ran into one too many. And booted away only as far as Carter. And as I said, he didn't want to see a second past 90. For the second night in a row, for the second game in a row, we witness a blowout. Superstars 8, Soldiers 0.
Well, 8-0. And